class. I've been away for the past 3 Sundays because I was on vacation, but I'm thrilled to be back. And I want to thank Jessica for handling this on her own while I was away. I know that we have someone new here in the class tonight. And I just wanted to say that we're on week 4, but we continue to rotate these lessons. So when we're finished, we'll go back to week 1. So feel free to continue to join in. In week 1, we covered going from a member to a consumer. In week 2, we continued to talk about being a member to a consumer. In week 3, we talked about becoming a loyal Atomian. And now in week 4, we're going to talk about the road to become an agent. Okay, so before we get started, we always start any Atomy meeting with our company motto. This is what we're covering. Whoops, sorry.
Let me go back.
So let's do our company motto and then we'll go into what we're covering tonight. So if you haven't attended a Atomy meeting before, we recite this motto because everything that we do for this company should come from the lessons in this motto. This is what the company stands for. So we put our fist up and we say, cherish the spirit, pump up, create the vision, back down, follow the faith, pump up, serve in humility. And then we say, aja, 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 which I think means let's go, right?
Yep.
So is everybody ready? Fist up.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so let's hear everybody. Cherish the spirit,
Create
Create
the
the
vision.
follow
Follow
the
the
faith,
faith.
serve in humility. Aja, aja, aja. Awesome.
Okay.
Good job. Good job. So we're going to begin tonight with navigating the My Office section of your website. And it's really phenomenal that for no fee at all, we're provided with our very own website from the Atomy company. There aren't any other MLMs that I know of that do that for no cost. So we're really grateful for that. There's a lot of information in there. So we're going to look at a few things tonight and start looking at it. So I'll be covering that. And then I'm going to give it over to Jessica, and she's going to show you how you can order and send products to another person or to another person living in another country from you. And then we'll have some questions and answers at the end. So if we're ready, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Here we go. Can everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So now I've got to move you guys over somewhere else. There we go. So when you go to the main Atomy website, which you could see here, atomy.com:449/US/home, this is the page that comes up. So there are 2 portions to this page. There's your shopping mall and there's your My Office. There are other portions, but these are the only 2 I want to point out for this purpose, for this class, because we're going to head into My Office. So before we can do that, we have to log in. And fortunately for me, my computer remembers my ID and my password. Otherwise, I'd never get in. All right. So once we're in there, then we can go to My Office. And now this is where the information that's specific to you is contained. So in here, you've got your personal information that they have, your demographic information. So when someone joins Atomy, we have them create a guest password. And the reason for that is if they wanted to look at what products we have, you can give someone your member ID with the guest password, but they won't be able to get into your office. So they won't be able to see any of your personal information. And that's a good thing. So here, if you've been a consumer and you decide that maybe you want to try to do this as a business and earn some commissions, your first goal is to become an agent. And the way that you become an agent is your total PV has to be 300,000 PV. So in other words, I've personally bought enough product under my ID to hit 300,000. And that's not hard to do. Once you start switching off all of your daily necessity products, if you've never taken vitamins or supplements before, but you decide that you're going to start trying to take some, the hemohim, the ginseng, the vitamin C, the probiotics, as you start to chip away to what I call a wish list, before you know it, you're going to hit your 300,000 PV. It's not hard to do. And then you become an agent and you're eligible at that point to start earning commissions. So we're going to basically leave that there for right now. So if you haven't hit 300,000 yet, that's a goal that you want to keep in mind if you want to do the business. That's your first step. Okay. So the next place we're going to go is right here, my purchase record. And if I click on that, you'll be able to see anything that you've purchased under your ID. And I picked for a year. So I'm ordering, you don't see me order very much under my ID because I'm an agent and I have a downline. So I order under the people under me so that they can get the benefit of the PVs to help them become agents. So you don't see a whole lot under my ID because once I've hit a certain amount, I'm not adding to my personal PV right now. One of the next sales master levels, it's not diamond, but maybe Sharon, is it Sharon Rose Osuk, or after that, you have to have 1.5 million personal PV? Yeah, 1 million. Okay. So, once I'm starting to get closer to that goal, then I'll start ordering under my own ID number. But this does show you your purchase record so that you could see what you've bought under your ID. Okay, so I'm going to go back, and it gives you the delivery status too, if it's still in process or with that one, those were all delivered. So we'll go back to this screen again, which is where your office takes you. And then we're going to take a look at lineage. This is the next one we're going to look at. So what's lineage? So lineage is going to give you a picture of your right side and your left side. All right. So let's take a look at my right and my left. I'm going to click on settings and I'm going to click select all. And that way it'll give me all the information it can give me about the people in my lineage, in my downline. All right. So you see that I'm up here and I have an upline. I've got sponsors that I'm connected to, but I don't see them. I just see my own name and then my downline. So you'll see my left here and how my left will follow the outer left. So this person here has her right side. This is her left. This is my left. And then you can keep going down the left. And a lot of the people on my left are not people that I signed up. They're people that either my sponsor signed up or some of these other people signed up. And it just keeps going, but my left is always way far to the left. All right. And that just keeps going down and down and down. Your left will tend to build faster than your right because there's so many other people having input to it. My right side is my weaker side. Like most people, the right side is your weaker side because you don't have any, your sponsor is probably putting people on your left. So these are people that I signed up. And so this one here has a right and a left, and I helped her build her right. I put people under her. And so you'll see here, this is my right. I didn't understand when I was first starting out. I put my good friend to this person's right, thinking that was still my right, but it's not. Now I still get her PV because they go up to Joanne and then they go up further up. but the right side is typically where you're going to either put people to help people, or that's where they're going to find their own people and put them. So my right continues to go down. And you'll see this one has a right and a left. This one has a right and a left. And it doesn't go too much further. So I'm still working on people to try to get them interested in wanting to do the business. But a lot of my people just want to be consumers. And you know what? That's okay with me, because I'm still going to get their PV when they buy things anyway. But my business, in order for me to advance as a Diamond Master, I need 2 people on my right and my left to make Sales Master. So I need to be coaching some of these people, which I am, and letting them know the benefits of having an Atomy business. And I think they're still watching to see what happens with me. I think some people feel that it's too good to be true, that, you know, all right, at what point are they going to say, okay, now if you want to go any further, you got to pay us $5,000. You know, they're still waiting to see what my experience is like. But of course, as I've been in it longer and longer, these people are looking at me and trusting me more, and they're using the products and they're really liking them. So this is where you would go to look at who you have, because again, I'm an agent now, I'm a sales master now. So I have over 700,000 PV. I don't need to add to that right now. So I have an order to put in personally for myself, but I'm not going to put it under me. I'm going to start looking here. I'll take a look at Shelley's right and left, and this is going to be covered in a further class, but I'll look at different people to see who could benefit from the PV that I'm going to put in. All right. I had someone stop by the other day, and she bought a box of HemoHim from me that I already had in stock here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace that box, but I'm going to order it under her ID, so she'll get the PV for it. All right. It can be a little complicated, and that's not necessarily all we're going to cover here, but I wanted to show you what your lineage is so you'll understand that this is going to be important to you should you decide to build a business further on. Okay. And then the other thing we're going to look at, let me move this out of the way. We're going to look at group purchase. So what is group purchase? That shows me everybody under me and what they've purchased. I can look for the past month. All right. Now my left is very active, much more active than my right. And they typically hit 300,000 in no time, which in order to get a commission, we need 300,000 on the left and 300,000 PV on the right. So I typically will filter this, and I look at my right leg, and then I'll search for the same thing for a month. And as you can see, there's a little bit here, but not a whole lot. So because I have an order to place tonight, I'm going to go ahead and put it under my right side, people on my right side, to help me move towards the 300,000 PV there, so that I'll get a commission. So those are 2 of the aspects of my office that we're covering today. There are more aspects to my office. The only one I will show you, which we might have already showed you in a previous class, but up here, this channel Atomy, this is a wealth of information for you to have. So if you're looking for information on products or Atomy itself, or you want business resources, your forms will live in here. So if you wanted to fill out, you've got some 8 steps to success things. We've got forms in here for you know how we can pass our business to 3 generations. There's an inheritance form that you need to fill out to tell the company who that would be should something happen to you. So there's all kinds of great information in here. If you wanted to start a Facebook group, you could use one of these PowerPoints to do a little live thing about the Ampoule eye patch. And that might get somebody interested who wants to see, if they're having issues with under their eyes. We've got all kinds, and we've got Spanish. Some are in Chinese, some are they're almost all in English as well. And I'm sure they'll be adding other languages as we continue to grow. But I just want you to see this because there's plenty of information, not only here, but you can always go to YouTube and just search Atomy, and you're going to see all these different things come up. So it's a great place to learn, as well as the product pages. So is there any questions from anybody about the website, the office part of the website, before I turn it over to Jessica? Anybody have questions? Okay, so remember, if you decide that, you're just getting your feet wet in Atomy and you're checking it out, if you decide that you want to go for a business, the next step is to try to become an agent. And that means that you've personally bought 300,000 PV worth of product, which means you'll be putting all your orders in for a while under your ID. Okay? If that may be clear as mud right now, I remember when I first joined and my sponsors had to tell me some of the same things over and over and over again. And I had to start actually doing things in order for it to sink in. So it's if you've never done MLM before, it can be overwhelming with the language and the terminology. But that's why we have these classes, and that's why we repeat them over and over. And your sponsor should always be available to you to answer your questions as they come up. So if you get a question later after we're finished with the class or sometime this week, write it down. And the next time we have a meeting, we always have question and answer sessions after the meetings. Or call your sponsor and say, I had a question that came up after the class, and this is what it is. And we'll make sure that you get an answer to your questions. Okay? So at this time, we're going to turn this over to Jessica.
Thank you, Lynn.
You're welcome.
Well, hello, everybody. Good evening again. So Lynn beautifully discussed about the My Office. Now, any more further than that is actually going to more complicated. Then we always encourage people to also attend the intermediate class, because that will be discussing a little bit more in detail about how to, check for commissions, checking your left side point, group points, checking your right points, and how to, strategies in order to get to a commission. So that will be discussed mostly in the intermediate class. Also, Lynn also mentioned about ordering under her right side, her downline. There's another way of purchasing products under the center login. That will also be discussed in the intermediate class too. So here it will be just the most basic ones. So what I'm going to be discussing is part 2 is that, you're just getting your feet wet with Atomy, you're trying out the products, and then you want to share it to other people. Of course, that's how we spread our love about Atomy. So how do we send it to our friends in the same state or on the same country, or you want to share it to another person in another country, and how to kind of do it in such a way. So let me share my screen. Okay, I think this is the one. Okay. Oh. All right, so how to order Atomy products, different scenarios. Okay. So there are only 2 things you need to really take note. Okay. So if you're going to send a product to a person, always change the Atomy website to the country we're sending products to. So if you're sending it to somebody in the United States, I'll just make sure that the country The Atomy website that you're shopping in is US. If you were going to send something to Singapore, like I had, like my cousin's birthday was I think last May, and I want to send her some products. So I went to the Atomy website of Singapore. So that's the number one tip. Number two tip is log in into the account where you want the points go to. Okay. So this is where we're just concentrating. So if you want the points to go to you, if you're still under 300,000 points, then log in onto your account. If you want to give the points to somebody else, especially to the side or which leg that you need the points to, then you might need to call that person or persons, ask them for their password. So ask their permission. So you could go in under their account and then give them the points. So just tell them, oh, hey, I'm going to drop points. Can you share your password? And then most of them usually say, yeah, sure, here's my password, once they know what the purpose of it. So, okay, let's start with the first scenario. And just move this out of the way. So this is you. You're an Atomy member living in the United States, and you have a best friend that lives in another country, in this case, Canada. And you want to send products to her for her birthday, but she's not a member yet. Take note, for this scenario, you're still under 300,000. You're only 275,000 yet, personal points. So remember the two tips. So first, where you want the points to go to yourself. So you're going to log into yourself. So first of all, log in under the, I will just start with the US website, and I will teach you how to switch the countries. So log into www.atomy.com/US. So, and then you log in normally. So this, you want the points to go to yourself because you're still under 300,000 points. So click under log in under your account. And then, okay. And then the next step is to change the country to where you're sending the products to. In this scenario, we're sending to Canada. So when you log in, since you logged in into the US website, you'll see up here, it's the USA website. So we need to change that because we're sending products to Canada. So you have to click on that little drop down triangle there. And when you click on that one, it will open all the countries where Atomy is. So you could send to any of these countries. So in this scenario, we want to send to Canada. So choose the country of choice, which is Canada. And then as you can see, you'll know you're in the right spot because you are now in the Canadian Atomy website. Okay. Now, so this is where you're going to be products be sending to, but where is the points going to? It's going to go into your account. So it's your name that's going to be here, that's be showing. Okay. So that's the two things you want to make sure before you proceed and do your shopping. So next is your shopping. So, yep, there's Canada. And then that's your name there. So shop as you would, like you always do. So click on the category, click on a product, and then to add to your shopping cart, you could change obviously the quantities. So just the usual thing. And then once you're ready to check out, click the shopping cart tab right on the right side here, or in the top, either or. And then we'll bring you to your total summary of your shopping cart. Okay, so click order all items because we're ready to check out, because we're going to send all these products to our friend in Canada. So when you go into the ordering page here, you'll see the name, the account. So your name will be here. So that's where the points are going to be. Next is going to click the drop down arrow for the dates. And again, the dates will be showing up will be yesterday's date, today's date, and tomorrow's date. Obviously there's no Sunday because we don't compute it for sales date. These are the basis for your commission. So if your sponsor say, hey, if you want to order, please put the date on this particular date or that particular date. So sometimes your sponsor will ask you to do so. So just choose the date that you wanted. And then of course, the address here is your address because this is under your account. So now under here, the phone number, that will still be your phone number, and then your email address to make sure that you have a copy of the invoice of your order, you know, the order number. So if there's any issues at all, you have an order number to call Atomy. And of course, sender name, your name here. Okay. So now remember, we're shipping it to our friends. So this is usually automatically highlighted, the new shipping address. So we're going to put in the name of our friend in Canada and type in her address. Okay. And make sure it's the right one so that she gets it. So then you slide it down a bit to the bottom of the page. And then you click on the continue button here. Okay. So now you're on the summer, you know, to review your orders to make sure everything's still good. You still slide down to the bottom of the page and then to review the details here. So your make sure that the address is still okay for your friend. And now there's the payment information at the bottom of the page. This is the if you can see, each country will look different. So this is the Canadian Atomy website. So you type in your payment information, and then the billing address, obviously, since you are in the US, and then this is where your billing address is, it will automatically, if you click this, it will automatically fill out the boxes. And then you click yes, agree, and then click checkout. Yep, checkout now. And then it will now process your order, and it will give you your order number. Just for a minute. There. So now that's where your order is going to your friend Cinderella in Toronto. But the products, the points that you got from this purchase, since you logged in under your account, the 6,750 points will go to you. So now you are now up to 291,750 points. So still a couple more points, but not, if you're still under that and you can still continue to order under your account, it would easily reach 300,000. Okay, so that's scenario number one. We'll go for a couple more scenarios so you'll get the gist of the two tips. Okay, all right. So next scenario here. So again, you are in the United States, and Atomy member, you have a partner in Gilbert that lives in another country. In this scenario, it's Philippines. He's been very good recruiting new members, and then, you know, sharing up to, like, you know, signing up to 5 members in a day. That's really impressive. And I do have some partners with that, like, very impressive, signing up a couple partners in one day. Now you want to give him the products. So you in this scenario, you already reached 310,000 points already, but Gilbert has still only a few points yet. So how do you send your products to Gilbert, and who lives in the Philippines, and then give him the points too? So again, the tip again is to always log, and this time you want to give the points to Gilbert. So you have to call or talk to Gilbert or message him like, hey, Gilbert, I'm going to give the points to you. If you could share me your password. So that's important. So we have to log in under his account in order for this to go through. Okay. So if you can see in the lineage here, that's you here. Gilbert is on your left leg, but yeah, still 10,000 points. So he definitely needs some points there. You want to reward him because he's been very, very busy signing up people. So you want to give him that. So ask him, Gilbert, his password, because you're going to log in under Gilbert's account. So again, you log in at www.atomy.com/US. And then this time we don't log in under our name because we're already 310,000 in this scenario. We log in under your partner's account, which is Gilbert's. Okay. and then you click login. So now, as you can see, you're still under the USA, because we haven't changed the country yet, but Gilbert's name should be showing up here on the upper right corner, because this is where the points are going to go to. Okay. So that's the number one tip. Go under the account of the person that you're going to give the points to. We'll ask for their password and make sure it's right there when you, and then now, since you want to give or send the products to the Philippines, to Gilbert, you have to change the
Country.
the country, correct. So this time you're going to change it to click that drop down arrow there, and then click the country of choice, which is Philippines. So once you click on that one, now the country, the Atomy website changes to the Atomy Philippines website. So this is where the product's going to go to. This is where the points is going to go to. Okay, so those are the two tips. So again, do your shopping again, like you usually do. Go to the shopping mall, click on a category, click on a product, add to your shopping cart. And when you're done, click the shopping cart tab. Of course, review your orders before you click order all items. And then, of course, again, you're going to be in the order page now. You're going to fill up, your name and, of course, the other information here in the order page. So you slide down. So again, as you can see, Gilbert's name's there. So points will go to Gilbert. So we'll show his education center, which is in Manila. That's his in the Philippines. So that would show up his name, his ID number, and the center that he's affiliated with. And then click drop down arrow, of course, to choose your dates. And of course, since we are under Gilbert's account, his address will show up here. So this time the mobile and the email and the sender's name is blank. So you could put your details here because you're the one ordering. So you put your telephone there, your email there, and of course your name because you're the sender. Again, make sure your details are correct. So since we're sending this to Gilbert, obviously we're gonna do a delivery address for him. We're gonna put in, okay, make sure your email is correct. So click new delivery address and make sure you put Gilbert's name and his telephone number and their address. Note in the Philippine website or for Philippines delivery, we try to put a memo for delivery because some of the houses over there don't have numbers, or it's just like or not even like a street. Sometimes they say in front of the grocery store of Mr. So-and-so, so that it's easy for them to deliver to that particular house. Okay, so just a little bit FYI. All right, so again, Gilbert's name and this is where the point's going to be. This is where going to be the product's going to be sent to, which is also to your partner Gilbert. So slide back down to the bottom of the page and then click continue. You will see that this is the look in the Philippine website's different too. So here in the summary, review summary of your order. Again, Gilbert's name is here. He will be the recipient, and this is the address where they're going to be sending the products to. So slide back down. So compared to the Canadian website, it looks different because they don't have the details where you put in your credit card number here, because the Philippine website uses a third-party payment system to get the credit card information. So once you click checkout now, it will go to the this payment system. I think it's a Pay 88, if I'm not mistaken. They use this third party. So this way you could add your name, your credit card number, and everything. And then click proceed. And then once you click, put in your information and click proceed, they would process your order. So You'll know if your order is went through because you will get an order number already. Okay. So remember the scenario in scenario 2. Gilbert is getting the products. So Gilbert is getting the products. And where is the points going to? Since we logged in into Gilbert, Gilbert is also getting the points. So now he now has 39,000 points. So that's how you kind of send the products at the same time, send the points to another person. Okay. So are you getting the gist for this, for the 2 tips? Okay. I think I have a couple more scenarios so we can really kind of be experts in this one. All right. So scenario number 3, you are an Academy member living in the United States again, and you have a cousin, Jamie, that lives in another country. In this case, Singapore is not a member. You want to send him products to try. So again, you still have 310,000 points under your points already. Okay. So how do you send Jamie his products, but under whose account? Since Jamie's not a member, you're not going to give him the points, obviously, and you're not going to give yourself the points because you already have 310,000 points. So you have to look at your lineage first. Okay, so let's see what our lineage look like. So as you can see, you have pretty good amount in your left leg group PVs already, but your right leg, you just sign up this new member, Leia, here in the United States. And she hasn't bought anything yet, but you want to buy under that on that side. So you call up Leia or message her, say, hey Leia, if you're okay, I'll drop points to you. And if you give me your password. So obviously some people say, yeah, sure. So now you got Leia's, we're going to log in under your partner Leia. Okay. So again, log in www.academy.com/US. And this time, remember, we're going to sign up, log in under Leia's account. Okay, your partner's account, Leia. Okay, so see here, Leia's name will show up there in the upper right corner. Now, we're still under the US website. So where are we sending the products to again? To Singapore. So again, 2 tips. Points go to the account you're under it. And then the products go to which country? Singapore. So we're going to change the country to Singapore. So click that upper right corner and then choose Singapore. Okay, so now you're on the Singapore website. It's very interesting going from one website to one country or another. You see all these different products. You're kind of like, oh, I wish we have that. Anyway, side note. So again, do your shopping, okay, make sure first it's in the Singapore website at the upper right corner. So do your shopping. What will we sending our cousin in Singapore? So click on the products that you want to send to. Okay, and then add it to your cart. And then when you're ready, you click order or items, and then here. Okay, now we're in the order page now. So again, we're gonna send the points, or give the points to Leia, who is also a member of Boston Global Center. Okay, so it should show up there. And of course, you choose the date. Leia's address will show up here, but here you put your own personal details, your mobile, your email address, so you get the invoice. Now here you're going to be delivering the products to your cousin in Singapore, Jaime, or Jamie rather. So Jamie's name will be the recipient box, his mobile number and address in Singapore. Okay, so make sure that's correct so that it will be delivered without any problems. Slide down the bottom of the page, And as you can see, it's almost, they have a similar to the Philippines website. And then I think they also use a third-party payment system too in Singapore. So as you can see, there's all the Singaporean dollars here. So everything is a little bit different for each country, but similar. You just have to click checkout to click the checkbox and then checkout in order to process your order. Once you process the order, again, same thing, you get an order number, and then where's your products going to? It's going to your cousin in Singapore, correct? And then where did this 27,000 points PVs go to?
Okay.
Going to your partner
Leia.
Leia in the United States. So now Leia will now have 27,000 points. So that is scenario number 3. Okay. Next scenario. We're getting there. So you get the gist already. So it's good to have all the scenarios. It's almost my case studies. So again, you are an Atomy member living in the United States. You want to order products to deliver to yourself, you know, but you already have 310,000 already. So like, I don't need the points anymore. Again, you look around in your lineage and see which partner, you know, you want to drop points to. So in this case, you decided you want to drop points to your partner Han, who lives in Australia. So of course, you'd call Han or message him, say, hey, what's your password? I'm going to drop points to you. So once you get the password, again, you log in. Points go to Han, so we log in under Han's account. So there you go. So Han's now on this side, still brand new, lives in Australia. So again, we're going to log into the US website, www.atomy.com/US, but log in under Han's account. So this is Han's, it's my pretend number here. And then click login. So again, there's Han's name. But now the question, do we need to change the country since we want the products to come to us and we're living here in the States? Do we need to change the country? No, we don't need to. So we stay where we are, but I just want to make sure that we're under Han's account. So all I have to do is, we don't need to change the country because we're going to send it to ourselves here in the United States. So we just click the shopping mall and then we do our shopping again, add to your cart. And then we click order all items. Okay, and then review it. Okay, now we're in the ordering page. So again, we want Han to get all the points from our purchase for the products that we're going to send to ourselves here in the United States. Okay, click the date. Of course, it's supposed to be Han, not Gilbert. That's Gilbert's address there in New South Wales, Australia. And then now on the shipping information, of course, we're not shipping it to anywhere else but to yourself. You're going to order for yourself, but you want to give the points to Han. So you put your name right there and your address and your phone number so that you want the products to be delivered to you, but the points go to Han. Make sure of that. And then you go down again, the bottom of the page to review. So Han again will get the points, and this is where your products is going to, which is your address. Okay, and then enter your payment information. Of course, the billing address would be your address because you're the sender. And then click checkout now. Again, the order will process. You're going to have an order number. So where did the products going to go to? It's going to go to your address, going to you here in the United States, but the points, the 15,600 will go to your partner Han, who is in Australia, correct. So now Han has 15,600 points. Okay. So that's all the scenarios I got. These are actually just the addresses. If you're good and know the addresses of each of the different countries, you could just go ahead to the different country if you're sending the products to that country. But just for a uniformity, I just use our the US website and then just change it on the top, makes it easier too.
Mhm.
Okay, so again, the tips, the 2 tips, change to the Atomy website of the country where you're sending the products to. And number 2 tip, log in into the account where you want the points to go to. Okay, any questions? Any questions at all?
It's well
Oh,
said.
not a question, but just I
Yeah.
would like to mention the minor things. So before you
Sure.
do the payment, you have to check, I agree, the box.
Yes, yes,
Otherwise it
definitely.
doesn't go.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, or else the
Legible.
yeah, it will not go through. Yes, correct. All right, thank you, thank you. Anything else? Any questions? So as long as you do those 2 tips, you think about those 2 tips, you should be experts at this. Okay. Any other questions? Anyone share something while we still have a little bit more time left? Oh, I guess everybody's getting good. Everybody's getting the gist. Oh, Wanda,
Hi.
yes.
Yeah, I just want to adding like I did
Yeah.
I did before, because
Mhm.
when you just want to buy Atomy product to another country, like send to your friend or your family, so
Mhm.
check your credit card and make sure that your credit card can go international.
Yes.
You just can call your bank and say, hey, I want to use that to payment in Singapore or Philippines or Indonesia.
That's right.
Because if not, they're gonna block you, because that's my experience before.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that my Visa and my MasterCard just can go international, but no. When I'm gonna purchase something to send to Indonesia, they block right away. So
Yeah.
just make sure you tell to your bank they are gonna use that for what country you want to do.
Yeah, I think that's their protection for, I guess, for identity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I know in the Philippines too, for because we have some partners here that have like mostly from the Philippines and have friends in the Philippines. American Express goes through really well because it's very well known. That's the one that I know that there's no problem. There's other banks too, but I think it has to be if you go to the Philippine website, there's a note in the bottom there that which type of card is accepted. So I guess for each country, just read the little fine details that's under the payment details. So make sure that all your payment will go through. Okay.
Can I add something?
Yeah, sure, Nerissa.
And also during the payment time, you have to make it really fast because there is a certain minutes that gives you before you can go. If you pass that one, you have to start all over again, right?
Yes, correct. Yep. I guess it's just to also protect whoever, from, I guess, lag time. Yeah. Technical stuff there. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anybody want to
Any
add
questions
some
about
tips,
anything? Comments?
questions?
Melly, you're brand new. You're brand new. How did this sound to you tonight? Oh, you just put yourself on mute.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you. That is very informative. I already tried ordering to the Philippine number,
Mhm.
but delivered to US and it went through. We just received the product.
Okay,
Perfect.
good.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Awesome.
Good.
Everybody will be experts now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have to be.
I just tried, cross my fingers. I say if I made a mistake, heck with it. But it was delivered.
Good, good, good.
I'll
And
tell
I
you
said
what,
it,
I'm
yeah.
grateful right now that I don't have anybody in any other country that I have to remember this stuff for.
Hey, Lynn, next time you're gonna have your down partner, everyone around, everywhere around the world. So you have to
Mhm.
learn.
I know, I know, I know. Yep.
But the basic is just the ordering is pretty much the same from so login and then where you're buying, like Jessica said, whose ID you're gonna use to drop the points, and then where you get the product or where the product's gonna be delivered. That's all. That's just the basic. If you don't have a confusion for that, it's not gonna any big deal.
Yes, definitely.
All right, well, if nobody has any other questions, then we'll go ahead and close with our company motto. Next week, our topic will be the Atomy Success System, Part 1. So we'll be talking about 8 steps to success and what is your life scenario. So come prepared for that. There are books that you can purchase about life scenario. If you don't have one of these and you'd like one, just let me know and I'll mail one to you. But in here, there's 12 months worth of work in here where you can update what you'll learn about your life scenario. You can update that. You can put in your 8 steps to success, track your 8 core in here. All those terms will be very familiar to you after we're finished. But if you want one of these books, let me know and I'll get one out to you in the mail. Okay. All right. Very good. So let's go over our company motto. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Let's go.
Cherish
Cherish
the
the spirit,
Create the
create the vision,
Follow
follow
the
the faith,
Serving
serve in
humility.
humility.
Aja.
Aja,
Aja.
aja, aja.
Thank you for your attention
Wow.
tonight, everybody.